What's good? It's your boy Jerome, man. I'm back again. I want to discuss, what am I gonna call this one? I'm gonna call this one the Archonic Ego. I want to talk about the Archonic Ego and why the Archonic Ego, you gotta learn to keep it in check and control it. And I want to talk about how it relates to YouTube and other social media outlets. And I had an epiphany, man. I was just thinking about it. And like I said, my previous video, I had challenged I challenged, not even really challenged the person. I just critiqued a former YouTuber that I used to listen to, and I still do. But I had just some regular questions about this person's background and some of their teaching methods and things of that nature. But it's not really about that person. It's really a reflection on all of us when we are students. A student wants to learn and they want to grow. But what is the opposite of a student or an apprentice or a novice or amateur? What's the opposite of all that? I just did a video called addressing the fanboys, the fanatics, the clowns, and the trolls. That's the very opposite of a student, an apprentice, a novice, or a pupil, All of those individuals want to learn. But the opposite of that is a fanatic, a fanboy, or you can say a fuckboy, a clown, and a troll, and just somebody that's just clinging on to your every word just because they like you. They start to be drunk off of your presence and they worship you. And that draws me back to my discussion on the Archonic Ego. So that's what I wanted to talk about. We gotta realize, man, that when we start to worship people that we follow, we fall into our Archonic Ego. And we forget that we're really trying to learn something from this person. And then if we're not learning from them, then we're just fans or we're fanatics. We're just drawn in by their charisma or their presence. Especially if they're not teaching us anything anymore. That's why I say you can outgrow your teacher. Sometimes a student can outgrow the teacher, or they can become more advanced. They can have an epiphany. And that's what I realized with certain individuals that I used to follow on social media platforms, or just teachers in general. And like I said, you got to be careful that how that Archonic Ego kicks in, because if you don't check it, you fall into that category, man. You can become a fan, a fanatic, a fanboy, a troll, and you're not. What is your purpose? You fell into what everybody uses this word low frequency, but nobody breaks down what they mean by low frequency. And like, if you want to really know what an archon or Archonic Ego is, I'm gonna refer you to Brother Panic. A lot of people, they like Brother Panic, and then a lot of people dislike him. Me, I love the brother because he's a student of Bobby Hemmett. And then, like I said, he's his own master teacher in his own right. And that's what I ain't gonna say that's what all of us are trying to do, but those of us who study and we study a lot of the master teachers, and then we learn things on our own, we're trying to evolve into our own advanced beings, but I notice a lot of times you run into these these followers, man. When you become just a follower, or like I said, a fan, a fanatic, a troll, you just clinging to this person's presence because you like them, you know, that stuff becomes dangerous, because what you're doing, you're falling into that archonic energy. And then you will defend this person with your life. And you forget, you start to forget why you even, why you're even drawn to this person, because you fell into an archonic energy of loving this individual, or worshiping this individual because they made you feel good, not because you're learning or you're growing. And like I said, I guess with me, like I said, I had my epiphany. I had the light bulb went off, and I realized, like, damn, I think I just outgrew this person. I outgrew what this person is teaching, especially considering all of the scholars and master teachers that I've been studying my whole life, and then the things that I've done on my own. I've realized, like, this person is, they're not, and it's like I say, it's not one particular person. It's just like you start to realize that you give your energy to an individual once you start to follow them and you hang on their every word. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about with that. That's part of the Archonic ego. You start to feed people's egos, their Archonic ego. That's another thing. When you become a fanatic, a fan, and you just a follower, you drawn in because you like the person, you start to feed their ego, and the more subscribers and followers they get, they start to, they start smelling themselves. And it happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us. It's nobody in particular. This is just like I said, this is a growth stage for anyone. And then, like I said, it makes me reflect on the conscious community when they used to debate each other. Those brothers used to debate each other, and they would go back and forth. And if you're a true scholar, if you're a true student of occultism and the ancient arts, a lot of the ancient knowledge, a lot of the esoteric stuff, if you're a true student, you appreciated those debates in the conscious community, But I noticed over time, the debates, I guess it was just they ran out. It was that energy ran out. That debate energy of that time, it was, it was, the season of it was over, because the debates became archonic. Everybody got stuck in their egos and became disrespectful. It wasn't about the scholarship anymore. People were just taking pot shots at each other and challenging each other on a disrespectful tip. And I think that's what made a lot of the debates in the conscious community, it fizzed out, it flamed out. And now we're looking at today's teachers and things like that. You just drawn to who you're drawn to now. And like I say, we got to be careful who we feed our energy to, because you can lose who you are listening to somebody else, and then you realize, well, wait a minute, I know just as much as they do, if not more. And then if I ask them a few questions and they become unstable and flip out on me, what does that say about them, So like I said, man, it's that Archonic ego that we gotta watch. We gotta watch that Archonic ego. But this is just this is gonna be part one of of the archonic frequency. Part one. This is part one of the archonic frequency. But that's what I got. That's my take on it for now. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.